It's been a while since I've done a 300-yard car hood test. So today I'm going to try my M2447 Yugo Mauser with these S&B 196 grain FMJs. These are my favorite factory loaded ammo that I've been able to find for the 8mm. They usually come in around 2,500 feet per second, which gives us roughly 2,700 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Obviously the 8mm will go right through the car hood at 300 yards, but this test is more just for fun and to see how hard the 8mm hits over there. I've set up some pieces of wood underneath the car hood, so hopefully if we get a good hit on the hood, we'll see how much damage and penetration it has on the wood after going through the hood. Also, I've set up my F1 Crony about 15 feet in front of my sandbag wall here, so that way we can see just what velocity these S&B FMJs are coming in at today. And depending on whatever velocity they're coming in at over here, I'll calculate how much velocity and energy they have at the 300-yard spot, just so we know how fast and hard they're hitting over there. So obviously I'll be shooting from right there where the Mauser is, through the F1 Crony, all the way across my canyon there, to the car hood right there, which is set up at 300 yards. And I also have bottles of water set up around the hood like usual, just in case we miss. Hopefully we'll get a good hit on a jug or something. So that's where we're shooting at, 300 yards at the car hood. We're shooting from right here behind the sandbag wall. Like I said, these are pretty much my overall favorite modern factory loaded 8mm rounds. They have a pretty high BC. I believe it's 0.51, the ballistic coefficient. So they retain their velocity pretty well. The Hornady 196 grain boat tail hollow points are also pretty good, but they're a little bit more pricey. That's why these are my overall favorite, because they're on the cheaper side compared to the Hornady rounds. But anyways, enough talking, let's get started with our test. Also, I'm just going to leave the sights at the very base here. I'm not going to set it to 300 or anything. So with these first couple shots, I'm just going to aim directly for the car hood, and hopefully we can see where they hit. I think that one hit a little high, even though I was aiming right for the car hood. That first one came in at 23.55. Number two, 23.13. So far they're shooting a little slower than normal. I'm not sure why. It is a lot colder out today than normal though. Number three, 23.99. That one came in at 22.97. And that was 5 shots. Let's go ahead and load up 5 more. Okay, let's try 6th shot. Number 6 came in at 23.95. That one came in at 24.59, the highest so far. Okay, that one came in at 24.61, slightly higher. I aimed a little lower with that shot. Hopefully we get a hit on the rim or something. And shot number 9 came in at 24.91. Maybe it's just because the gun's warmed up now? I don't know. Let's try number 10. Okay, number 10 came in at 24.05. I'm gonna load up just 3 more and shoot those 2. I'm gonna try and aim a little lower this time because I kind of want to hit the rim or something besides the hood. I'm hoping we at least got 1 hit on the hood so far. Wow, that one came in at 25.86. Let's try these last 2 real fast. $24.29. One last shot. I can't even see the rim from here. I'm just trying to aim lower than the hood. I guess with our last shot, I'm going to try the rim one more time, because I'm just going to go ahead and assume we already hit the hood at least once. Okay, that last shot I could see with my eye, it looked like it hit a little low, which I was aiming, so I was trying to hit the hood. I mean the rim, not the hood. But hopefully we got at least a couple good hits over there. Let's go down there and check it out. Okay, now it's time to take a look at our results. I'm gonna try to show the hits in order from first to last, so hopefully we can see just exactly what happened. I fired 13 shots. Our very first round hit the top of the hood right here, and then landed next to the bottle back there. So it landed right here next to the bottle, and there's actually multiple holes in the bottle and it's empty, except for a little bit in the bottom. But you can see one big hole in the bottle here, and it looks like whatever that was, a fragment or something, it also came out the side of the bottle right here. But there's other little holes all along the bottom of the bottle here, a bunch of little ones here, marks here, and holes even up here on the top. And there was no direct hit on the bottle, so it was either fragments from the bullet breaking apart on the car hood, or even pieces of the car hood itself. And that first round impacted right here and came out the back right there. So by the looks of the exit, it looks like it was already breaking apart or expanding, actually, at least slightly. And with our second shot, I think we actually hit the rim on the inside right here, because there's a fresh new hole there. And it went right through the rim and then hit the brick behind it. We can see there's chunks of brick missing, and I think it blew all of it off the side because this white stuff or concrete or whatever it is was all the way along the edge of the brick. And the brick looks a little cracked back here. That's why on our second shot we saw that white dust come off the side of the brick. And our third shot went through the top of the car hood also, pretty close to our first shot. That was the first shot, and here's our third shot right here. And it also went right through and hit the ground behind here next to the bottle. This is where the third shot hit after going through the car hood, while the first shot hit up here closer to the bottle. So fragments from that third shot might also have done some damage to this bottle here. But let's take a look at the exit on the third shot. So it went in right here, and it looks like it came out right there. So it came out in this big hole right here, and it also came out here in a smaller hole, and it hit hard enough to bend this reinforcement here on the back of the hood. So it put a pretty big exit hole, or two of them actually. That's the entry right here, and the two exits. And just for a comparison real quick, that's where the 8mm Mauser hit it. This is where the 223 hit it in one of my other tests. We actually hit it twice, right next to each other, and they came out here and here. Similar effects to the Mauser, except the exit holes actually aren't as big. And you can see a bunch of little tiny fragment holes that tried to come through but just couldn't make it. With the Mauser, it looks like we just had two massive fragments that went right through it. Its individual shot might have done even more than both of the 223 shots combined. Both calibers are quite effective on the car hood at this range though. And our fourth shot actually hit the brick on the other side right here and just blew the whole thing out. These two bricks were sealed together, and it looks like after that it dented the hood here, because now there's this indentation here, or it's bent upwards. And there's just a jacket fragment laying on this piece of wood here. I'm not sure if that's from the brick impact, most likely. So there's a 8mm jacket fragment that was just laying here. And it looks like there's brick dust on the wood back there. But we'll lift its car hood up in a little bit and check out everything underneath it too. And our fifth shot, I believe, hit right here, right in front of our rim. And it probably did some damage underneath it too. We'll lift the rim up in a little bit too and check out everything underneath the hood and the rim. So stick around if you want to see that. And our sixth shot looks like it hit this wood directly, or it went right underneath it. Not sure. It might have even gone up here and hit the wood up here. You can see fragment marks and brick dust splattered on this plywood board right here. All from the second shot. So our sixth shot either went through this board, underneath it, or went through this board up here. And our seventh shot hit the hood right here. You can tell it's a little bit wider of an entry hole compared to the 223 holes, which I shot the hood with in one of my previous tests. There's a 223 entry and an 8mm entry. And also you can see after the seventh shot hit the hood here, we can see dust come up way over here, which most likely is from fragments blasting out the back. And I think that seventh shot tore through all the wood down here. That looks like the exit hole right there, that long gash along the reinforcement right there. And I think it then hit our wood right here, and then here also. So it just went through all this wood, and then I think it hit the ground right here, because there's a copper jacket fragment laying in the hole right there. There's also lead dust on this rock. But this bottle back here also got damaged. There's holes in this bottle, a few over there and a few over here, and there's even an exit out the back. And our eighth shot appears to have also hit this board or went right underneath it. You can see a little bit of a crater over here on the side, so I don't see any entry holes, so that's kind of weird. But it hit somewhere right over here. Like I already said earlier, we'll look under all this stuff in a little bit and find out for sure. And our 9th shot, I believe, landed right around here, which also made this bottle move. It's actually not leaking, but there's a couple marks on the side. You can see these little marks where it got hit with stuff, but it's not leaked, so it didn't take too much damage. It was sitting right around here somewhere, and our 9th shot landed here and knocked it over. And our 10th shot also landed right in front of the rim right here. I believe our 5th shot landed here, and our 10th shot landed right here. And there's also another copper jacket fragment laying right here. Not sure what shot that's from. Also, I just found another one right here. Not sure what shot that's from either. But we had 2 copper jacket fragments right there. And of course the rim's just splattered with dust. And our 11th shot appears to have actually hit the bottom of the rim. I'm not certain where because there's 2 holes. One right here and one right here. This one looks a little older though because it appears rusty, so I'm assuming it hit right here. And that might be what the fragments laying around were from, or just from the impacts in the dirt. It's kind of hard to tell if it actually even hit the rim or not with 3 shots landing that close together. It's actually kind of hard to tell in the footage the camera picked up, but I'm assuming that 11th shot actually hit the rim. And our 12th shot, I believe, landed right here, right next to where our 9th shot landed, which is right next to this bottle. And one of the shots moved its rock. It was right here. So there's our 12th shot. And our 13th and final shot landed right here, which was the lowest shot of all. 12 and 9 were right there next to the red bottle, and 13 was right here. And it actually was a direct hit on a 2-liter, which rolled all the way down here. And it's completely drained. So our 13th shot hit the 2-liter right on the side there. That looks like the entry hole. And it exited out the back of the side right there. And it split it open. These FMJs don't do that much damage on just one individual bottle. If you line up several of them, the 2nd and 3rd jug take the most damage because by that time it's actually breaking apart into fragments. That's why on just one jug, we see just a clean pass through. It didn't have enough resistance to actually break apart and deposit energy. I'm not exactly sure where the jug was. Must have been somewhere around here. So our last shot went right through it and hit the ground behind it there. So that's where all of our shots hit in order from first to last. Now let's go ahead and take a look underneath the car hood, the wood, and the rim, and see what else we can find. Wow. Okay, our 4th shot hit the brick right here and chipped all its paint and dented the hood and splattered brick dust on the hood. Our 1st shot is the one that exited right here, but our 3rd shot, that's the one that hit right here. And wow, look at that. Remember that was the 2 exits from the 3rd shot? It also did this to the front of that. Put this massive hole right here and then blew out the back in 2 different spots here and here. That's pretty impressive. And our shot that went through the hood and hit the wood underneath it, this was the exit on that hit here. I believe it was the 7th shot. And then it looks like it hit our wood right here. So massive damage to our wood. It looks like it even broke this fence board right here in half. Or in pieces, because you can see lead splatter on the wood there, all those gray marks. And there's a chunk of that board over here with more lead splatter on it. And it looks like that's the path the bullet took through the wood right there. Okay, so that's just the bottom of the hood. Again, where the bullet hit the brick, it splattered all that there. And what it did to the wood back here, it broke the brick here and then splattered all the wood here also. And it looks like it hit this board with fragments right there. And there was this copper jacket fragment just laying here. There's also another copper jacket fragment laying right here. That might be from the round that went through the rim and hit the brick on the side here. And that's what all this brick splatter is from. But it looks like we had a direct entry right here and another one right here. I think these 3 marks are from fragments from the bullet that went through the rim and hit the brick. Because right next to this fragment that was just laying there, you can see a copper jacket fragment embedded in the wood here. And it's pretty deep, I can't even pull it out. So that fragment hit the wood, embedded itself here, and then lead fragments hit here and here. You can tell it's lead because there's the gray mark in the hole on both of them. And it looks like even more fragments hit right here. There's more gray dust mark inside this line. Another thing to note, there's a piece of brick laying all the way down here. And that's obviously from the side that the Mauser hit directly, the left side that broke off. There's this chunk of brick with lead dust on it, it looks like, laying all the way down here, probably about 15 to 20 feet away from where the brick was. So here's our first board, covered in chunks of brick and brick dust. That's where our 7th shot went through the hood and hit the board, and that's where I exited this board. After going through that board, that same 7th shot hit this plywood board here, and you can see all these little pieces of wood which are from the other board in front of it. So it brought a lot of wood with it as it was going through. This is also the board that took the majority of the fragments from the brick impact on this side. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at that. So the 7th shot that went through the hood directly, entered that board there, exited it right there, then entered this board here, like I said, and brought a lot of wood with it from the board in front of it. And there's also another copper jacket fragment embedded in the wood right here. Then the other shots that hit over here, when we lift this board up, we can see massive damage over there, and there's more fragments. Lead fragments here, and another copper jacket fragment right here. So the fragments that came off the side of that brick after going through the rim did all this right here and put that copper jacket fragment in the wood. And then one of our shots, I believe, that went under the hood had a direct impact on the board there, which is the one that then hit that board there and broke that huge chunk off it. We can tell for sure because this board was like this. Here's the fragments from the brick impact and the direct hit. Right underneath the direct hit, there's that huge hole in this thick board. And there's just chunks of wood all over this board from the bullets impacting this board and bringing wood with it. So let's just pick these fragments up and shake all these wood shavings off. So those fragments that went through this board here after going through the rim and hitting the brick also went all the way through that board and embedded themselves in this thick board here with this mark, and this mark here. And look at that, there's a wood sliver penetrated into this board as well. So the piece of the board in front of this one got shoved so hard into this one, a sliver embedded itself into this thick board. Looks like there's more of that right here. That's a piece of the other board in front of it. And right here. That's pretty interesting. But anyways, our bullet that hit the wood directly blew this huge chunk out of the side of it. It looks like you can see some lead dust in there. And that's the only thing that went through this board was the direct hit. And obviously there's a whole bunch of more wood shavings. And I think after it hit that, it went off to the side here, or it went through this board right there. Yeah, that's what happened. So it entered this board here, I guess, and then broke out the back there. And you can actually see lead fragments stuck inside there also. Doesn't look like it did much behind that board though. But with our other shots that look like they went right under this board, we can see there's this hole here, which was underneath the board. But there's also an entry hole right there on the board and an exit right there. So it went through the board there and then hit the ground there. And also now we can tell that bottle's leaking, which was under the hood. So some type of fragments hit that bottle there. I'm going to assume it was the fragments from the rim and brick over here. Came and hit this bottle on the bottom. And then that 7th shot that hit the hood and went through the board directly, like we already saw, it hit this board after that. Embedded a whole bunch of wood in this board from the board in front of it. Those slivers are stuck in there really good. I can't even get that one out. And then there's lead fragments that scraped all along here. Then it went through here, broke the board off. And then I believe it hit the ground up there. And also we saw a fragment kick up dust up there from that shot also. And also this bottle right here that was next to this bottle that got knocked down from our 9th or 10th shot. This one is also full of holes, which must be from fragments from one of the shots that landed down here. Either that one that hit that bottle or one of those two. But you can see this bottle's full of holes here at the top, just from bullets landing a couple feet next to it. Sorry these results are taking so long. I just wanted to go into extreme detail, I guess, and document every single thing that happened. If you've made it this far, thanks for sticking around. We have just one more thing to look at, and that's underneath our rim. Okay, so we know we had 2 hits in front of the rim, right here, and one that actually went through the back of the rim there and exited right here, which then clipped the edge of the brick. Now let's look under the rim and see if one of these shots was actually a direct hit. Also, there's this fragment laying inside the rim here. Okay, so we can tell that first shot that impacted right here in front of the rim also did all this damage here by bringing fragments up underneath the rim. But what about these 2 exits on the bottom? That's the 2 exit holes. Can't really tell for sure if either one of them's new or not. But we had 3 shots right in front of our rim, and it looks like there's only 2 holes here, unless one of them hit underneath somehow, which is what this damage is from. But anyways, that's all. Sorry the video was so long, like I said. I just wanted to go into very good detail about all the bullets. But anyways, that's all. Thanks for watching.